Hiya and welcome to the James Oliver Guitar Channel, and today we're going to talk about Captain Beefheart and his magic band. Captain Beefheart's one of my all-time favourite artists. I just love the way he mixes blues and avant-garde and just general craziness to make this melting pot of extremely brilliant music. So I thought today we'd have a go at reviewing all the studio albums from Safe as Milk to Ice Cream for Crow. I'm not going to go for live albums. I'm not going to go for Gary Lucas solo albums or Magic Band solo albums or Zoot and Rollo solo album, We Saw Bozo Under the Sea, or Drumbo's City of Refuge. It's all great work and that's worth checking out as well. So I'm just going to talk about the main studio albums today. So I thought we'd delve right in, and the first album is Safe as Milk. This is, of course, Captain Beefheart's first album and features a young Ry Cooder on guitar. This is going to be quite a biased review because I think all these records are brilliant, so I'm not going to really say anything bad about them. So anyway, off we go. Safe as Milk, a classic, one of my all-time favourite records. Tracks like Abba Zaba, Dropout Boogie, Zigzag Wanderer. A storming version of the Robert Pete Williams blues song Grown So Ugly. That's one of the best blues covers ever recorded, I think. The Robert Pete version is flawless and, you know, it's just an amazing blues song. And the Beefheart version is incredible as well. And you've got tracks on here like Electricity with the Theremin. Of course, Sure Enough, Yes I Do, which is the Muddy Waters, Rolling and Tumbling style riff, but it's a little bit more psychedelic. Just looking what else is on here. Yellow Brick Road, which he released in the UK as a 45. I'm also not going to show the 45s, just going to stick to albums. So there we are, Yellow Brick Road, Autumn's Child, Call on Me, which is a bit of a soul-y sort of song, I think. Abba Zaba, all about that candy that he liked so much, Don Van Vliet. So yeah, that's Beefheart's first album, Safe as Milk, on the Pie label. Come out in 1967. And up next, this is when the band started to get a little bit more out there, maybe. This is Strictly Personal on the Liberty label. Ryer's left the band. And this is the band's second album. There's a track on there, Safe as Milk, which is quite punky. Minuteman, of course. On Tomorrow, which I've seen the Magic Band do. Give Me That Heart Boy, which you can listen to on a lot of live Beefheart recordings later on. He done Give Me My Heart Boy a lot, I think. Feel Like an A-Kid, Trust Us. There's a funny phasing sound on this, and if you watch the Beefheart Under Review documentary, I think it's on YouTube, the band, well, Don, didn't like it whatsoever. But I have to say, this is probably my least favourite Beefheart album. And I still love it, but compared to other stuff, I just don't like that phaser sort of sound on it. I mean, there's some great tracks on here, as I just mentioned. And I mean, Safe as Milk, the track Safe as Milk on the album, you can tell that the Fall listen to that, you know, to record, you know, when they're doing some of their stuff. So that's the second album, and I wasn't sure whether to include Mirror Man. This isn't a very good copy of Mirror Man. This has got Terraplane on it, Candy Corn, 21st Century Quaker. And this was recorded around the same time as Strictly Personal. So it's the same band lineup. And this came out on Buddha Records. I need to get a better copy of this one. Now on to the famed one, of course. Troutmass Replica. Now this album always gets slated sometimes. People love it, people hate it, I love it. What a masterpiece. I mean, people just think it's jumbled noise, but it's not. I mean, I play a bit of guitar myself, and I've attempted to learn some of these pieces on the record, and with the help of Eric Clerks from the Magic Band, and they really are sort of beautiful guitar pieces in a way. The way they weave together and work, you know, considering that they were written on a piano, you know, you would have thought it. And I mean, there's tracks on there like My Human Gets Me Blues, Frownland. There's quite a few videos on YouTube of people sort of reviewing Frownland as a piece of music. Steal Softly Through Snow, which is another favourite of mine. And then you've got a track called China Pig. And that's just, I believe it's Zoot and Rollo with his Telecaster and Don Van Vliet singing. And that could be a pre-war or a 40s recorded Howlin' Wolf song. It's so authentic. And I mean, this album is a piece of art, really. It may be cliche to say, but it is a piece of art. You know, Beefheart had a vision, and he created his vision on this record. And it's got a classic cover as well. And I know that Drumbo isn't credited on this, but he definitely is on it, and he was sort of the musical arranger of the project. There's a cool little book by Kevin Correa, and this is like the 33 and a third series, and this tells you a little bit more about Troutmass Replica as an album. But there's a lot of stuff online about Troutmass Replica as a work, and there's interviews with Drumbo and Zoot and Rollo, recent ones on YouTube, and they talk in depth about this, and it's definitely worth checking out. Now, I suppose I've been lucky that I've met some of the Magic Band members and stuff, and they cite this as their favourite. Gary Lucas cites this as his favourite. He told me that when I met him in Bristol, and of course I've been Skyping with Eric Clerks quite a lot to learn the stuff, and they cite Lick My Decals Off Baby as their favourite Beefheart album. This is another one. It's sort of in the same vein as Troutmass, but I think completely different. I mean, tracks like Peon are beautiful. I think that Peon is a beautiful piece of music. My personal favourite on here is the Smithsonian Institute Blues, which is, you know, Come On Down to the Big Dig. And there's some great bass playing on this by Rocket Morton. Of course, the guitar playing Zoot and Rollo is amazing, you know. And what else? I mean, of course, you've got Dr. Dark, which again I've seen the Magic Band do. I will reference the Magic Band quite a lot in this video because they are the only. I'm 27, and they are the closest thing I've seen to seeing the Captain live is John French and the Magic Band. So this is Lick My Decals Off Baby. Drumbo did sign this to me when I seen them, and it's got some of Don's artwork on the back. Really cool cover. And there's actually an advert for this floating around, which was banned off the telly in the early 70s. This is also on the Straight and Bizarre label, Straight Bizarre, which Troutmass is on, which of course is Frank Zappa's album. And I will not be showing Bongo Fury. I should show Bongo Fury, but I will not be showing Bongo Fury today. But maybe we'll do some separate videos on some of the Beefheart sort of offshoot projects, and then we can include Magic Band and Gary Lucas and Zoot and Rollo, etc. So that's Lick My Decals Off Baby. Now the band signed to Reprise, and they were trying to be a little bit more commercial. This is the Spotlight Kid. Again, features Don's artwork on the back. Tracks on here like Click Clack, I'm Gonna Boogerize You Baby, great guitar solo on Alice in Blunderland, Blabber and Smoke, Grow Fins. This is a really good album, and I suppose when people say to me about what should I listen to first, I always say Clear Spot and the Spotlight Kid, because they're a little bit more easy to get into. But I think after you hear Troutmass once, it's just, I mean, if you sort of, it's sort of when I first heard it, I felt sort of, this is bizarre, and I just had to keep going back to it because I just couldn't put my finger on it. And then one day something just clicked in my head, and I just thought it was amazing, you know. I don't know why that is, but that's just sort of how it is. So that's the Spotlight Kid. And then up next, Clear Spot. This, of course, has got Big Eyed Beans from Venus on it. What else is on Clear Spot? I should have done my research. Golden Birdies. Look at them. Absolutely class album, this. I'm just going to get the record out so I can have a look at the other tracks on it, because I should have done my research first, really. But what else is on here? Oh yeah, Low Yo-Yo stuff. Come on baby, do the Low Yo-Yo. Nowadays the one we're going to hit a man. Too Much Time, which could be a soul song in my opinion. Circumstances, now that's the song I first heard, because I got into the Magic Band really by mistake. I go to a little club in Cardiff called the Globe, and there's lots of bands on in the Globe, and the Magic Band will come in, and I YouTubed them. I didn't know Beefheart at the time. This was maybe 8 or 9 years ago, And I saw the Magic Band on Swedish television with Denny Wally, Drumbo, Rocket Morton, Gary Lucas, doing Circumstances. And it blew me away. So the first Beefheart album I picked up was Clear Spot. And of course the track Clear Spot. And it also comes in this like flippy cover with Clear Spot written on there. So yeah, that's Clear Spot. Now up next, these two albums, they call them the Tragic Band. But I quite like them because I think, I know again, another cliche, a bad Beefheart album is still better than most. And this is Unconditionally Guaranteed. This is the last album, really, that I believe that, well, Art Trip is on it, Rocket Morton, Zoot on Rollo. This is the last album that Zoot on Rollo and Rocket Morton played on. They went off and done Malad. And I've showed Malad stuff before. So anyway, this has got Upon the My Oh My, Sugar Bowl, My New Electric Ride. My favourite track on here is Peaches. I just think it's a really good, sort of feel-good, happy sort of blues song. And I know you don't associate happy with blues, but blues can be happy as well as sad. And I do like the cover as well. Because obviously, you know, there's a bit of a thing there with the money and that from record labels. But that's a story for another day. I just think every album I've shown, you can pick out one. Well, you can pick up more than one great track, but there's something on there for everybody is what I'm trying to get at. Now up next, this is another Tragic Band era. This is Blue Jeans and Moonbeams. Now I think, right, this has got the best version of the J.J. Cale song, Same Old Blues Again, on it I've ever heard. I think it's worth buying just for Same Old Blues Again. Obviously it's not wacky and off the wall like some of the other earlier stuff, but it's a cool rock album. It really is. And the opening track, A Party Special Things to Do, you know, that's a really good song as well. Rock and Roll's Evil Doll. And yeah, I mean, there's some really good footage on YouTube from like the old Grey Whistle Test era of this album and this album, and the Beefheart is doing Upon the My Oh My on there. So this is sort of the Tragic Band era stuff. And I know it gets shunned by some of the super duper fans, but as I say, it is definitely worth listening to. And now these next few albums are what we call a return to form. Shiny Beast, aka Backchain Puller. I mean, they got the floppy boot stomp to the ground. Tropical Hot Dog Night. Backchain Puller, where you got a drum beat off the windscreen wipers of a car, which is just genius. I mean, who sits in their car listening to the windscreen wipers and thinking, oh, I'll pick that out as a drum beat. That just shows the genius of Don Van Vliet. Ode to Alex, which is a personal favourite of mine. It really does show off Don's harmonica playing. So yeah, that's Shiny Beast, Backchain Puller. Again with Don's artwork on the front. You know, you all know that he went off and become a world-renowned artist after he gave up music. Now I really like this album a lot. I like all the albums, but I like these two a lot. This one has got a cool press photo in there. I think that's quite neat. Dog at the Radar Station. Hothead. Ashtray Art. Dirty Blue Jean. And of course it features Gary Lucas's wonderful guitar piece, Flavor Bud Living, which is an absolute amazing piece of music that I'm going to try and learn one day. And again, more Don artwork. I mean, we're going into the 80s now when they signed to Virgin Records and stuff. And it was sort of a real return to form. Morris Tepper on guitar. John French on slide guitar. So, you know, even though Drumbo was the drummer, he's playing slide guitar on this. And you should check out the Drumbo Club Facebook page because there's some real cool stuff on there too. All things Beefheart, of course. So that's Dog at the Radar Station. And then the final studio album they made before Don retired from music, never to return. Never ever to return again. Ice Cream for Crow. I love this album. Ice Cream for Crow is one of my favourites on the album, of course, when they're all in the desert jumping up and down. Really, really love that video. It's brilliant. And what else is on here that I love? Evening Bell. which is another Gary Lucas guitar extravaganza, so to speak. What else? The Witch Doctor Life is a really cool track as well. And this is the final album that Beefheart made. 12 studio albums. I mean, there's loads of other albums. You know, you can get compilations and live works and best-ofs, etc. But I just wanted to talk about the 12 studio albums. I know I didn't really go about them in massive detail, but I just sort of said what I liked about them. And as a bonus, I want to show you one of my treasured items. This is a Captain Beefheart tour program from 1972, I believe. And it's fully signed by the band. You know, you've got Don Van Vliet on here, Rocket Morton, Zoot Rollo, Drumbo, Roy Estrada. So yeah, just about the full band on there. I'm really proud to own this. It's one of my treasured items. And I'm a big fan of Beefheart. And if you want to look at my channel, there's videos of me and Eric Clerks doing Whom Against Me Blues, Steal Softly Through Snow, and Big Eyed Beans from Venus on there. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe to the channel. There's lots of guitar related stuff on here and vinyl stuff. And I hope you enjoyed my video of my Captain Beefheart sort of album reviews. I mean, I'm not going to go back and give them all a mark out of 10, because I'm just going to give them all 10 out of 10. So there we are. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much.